So now we're going to do some math. Bistroeconomics. It's not like regular math completely. Oh, there's a bug in here. When you go to tip your bartender or your server, you got all the factors. You factored all the factors. And you know what you're doing. So this is how tip outs work. So we're going to say that your bill is $100. Now I know you might be thinking, well, I know what 5% of 100 is. But you don't really, because the tip out is different depending on the food and the drink. And I'm going to base this calculation on sort of an average, but tip outs can go anywhere from, like, I've seen them as low as 3% to as high as like 9%. And I've heard horror stories about places where it's higher. It's me, Kitty. Hi, Kitty. Sorry, he's very adorable. It's distracting. Get out of here. So we're going to calculate it at about 5%. So if you had $40 worth of drinks, that server is going to have to pay out 2% to the bar, probably. So that's 80 cents there at the end of the day. And for $60 of food, it's 1% to the kitchen. So that's 60 cents there. And management will often take a tip. So that's 1% of the total to management. So that's $1. And I'm just going to do a blanket 2% to cover all of the other staff, such as bar assistants, bussers, hosts and hostesses, door staff, DJs. No, nobody pays DJs, but you know what I mean. So that works out to 5%, $4.40 that she's going to pay out at the end of the night. So your $10 tip is now $5.60. And that's not, it's not great. I mean, I would assume like a relatively mediocre server would probably receive on average 10% tips. And yeah, it's frustrating when, you do a really good job and somebody just tips you that 10%. Or when they tip you less, then that server is paying to have you there. So it's not a job anymore, really. It's like an expensive, annoying hobby. Like being addicted to Pokemon cards that slap you and take your... There's that bug. The most important part of bistro economics is to remember that you should pay for good service. Remember that if you don't tip somebody, that they're paying to serve you, and that's not really fair. So that's it for Bistro Economics 101. Remember me when you're paying. Maybe don't remember that face, though, or the bug that's flying around. Bye.